Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, yesterday we did this pulsating button, a little attention grabber there. It's going to get their eyes on it. Really easy to do. Today we've got another little effect for you. If I roll down this page, we've got a little parallax section coming in. We've got some nice looking cars come up there. Right in the middle, when it gets to the cars, we've got a button that's going to fade in just like that. When we roll up the page, it's going to disappear out the top. And again, that's going to get people's attention pretty quickly if they're doing this. And of course, this will work just as well on tablet and mobile. And of course, they can roll over it, click on it, you take them wherever you want. If we roll back down the other way, it's going to disappear again. Let's just check it on tablet and mobile. I'm going to hit my F12 key. I'm using Google Chrome here with the great inspector tools. Let's take a look at it on a mobile device. Here we got it on an iPhone. There's the one we did yesterday. And if we just scroll down, there's those cars. There's our little button right there. And it's going to fade out as we get to the top. That was on iPhone 12. Let's have a look on iPad Air. Scroll back up. There it is right there. We get a little ways down, that button's going to appear. It's going to stay there over the cars. And it's going to disappear out the bottom there. Again, nice little eye-catching feature to have on your site. No coding involved in this today at all. Really easy to do. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. And once enabled, let's roll down to where we want to work. Right here, I'm going to delete this whole section. We'll start from scratch. Okay, I've got two little sections out. I'm going to add a section in between so we've got some scroll room. Just click on either of the sections. Little blue button's going to appear. We can add a new section. I'm going to use a regular section for mine. Inside, I'm going to put a single column. Now, this will work for anything you like. You can use any module you like to fade in here. I'm going to use a simple button. As you can see, it's popped in there. Put what you want it to say up here. Let's put a capital G on the front of there. That'll work for me. Put the link where you want to take people when they click on the button right here. Just going to put a hashtag in for a placeholder. Always best practice, if you're linking to your own site, keep it in the same window. If you're linking off-site, somebody else's site, open it in a new tab. That way your site's going to stay open. Don't need to give it an admin label. Over in the design now, let's go down to the button, just make it slightly more interesting. I'm going to use custom styles. Button text size, I'm going to leave that just as it is. Text color I'm going to make white. It'll disappear into that background there. Button background I'm going to give a red. But I'm going to take the opacity down a little bit, so when we've got that image behind it, we can see a little bit behind, just like we did with yesterday's button. It'll give a contrast between the two red colors there. Button border, I'm going to give that red color also. I'll take that opacity up just a little bit. Great. Now, if you want to do, you make rounded corners by giving it a border radius here. It's got slightly rounded corners there. The bigger number you give it, if we give it, say, 8, the more rounded the corners are. If you want a pill-shaped button, you can give it, say, 50 pixels. I'll give it pill-shaped round corners just like that. If you wanted to change color on hover, I'm going to leave mine just as being red. You can roll up over the button background here. Little arrow right there. It'll give you 2 tabs. Desktop, you can have 1 color. And when you hover over, you can change color if you want to. Or just fun, let's make that black. And we'll do the same for the border, else you'll be left with a red border. I'm going to take the opacity down on that so it's more of a dark grey. And again, roll over the border color to get the hover state up. On hover, let's make that a black border when they hover over it. Okay, well, let's just flip back to regular. We want our button to be in the middle. When you roll over your button, you'll see it change color. A little icon is going to appear there. You can choose whatever icon you want right here. It'll pop in there. If you don't want to show it at all, you can turn that off. It won't show it. If you turn it on, you've got another little button down the bottom here. You can show it all the time if you want to. You can have it on the right, or you can pop it on the left. I'm going to have mine on the right. And I just want to show it on hover. Fantastic. Now let's put our button where we want it. I'm going to align it in the middle, right up the top here. We've got alignment. Fantastic. Well, let's go ahead and add our parallax background here. Going to go into the section, the blue tab. Hit the little cog. Background's always under content. Let's choose an image. Third one across is an image. And I think we use these crazy cars. As you can see, that puts that in the background, but that's just a regular image right there if we scroll up and down. I want it to be parallax, so I'm going to switch the little switch just down below the image to on or yes. And there's two versions. You can have true parallax, which will move the back at a different rate than the front. Or you can have CSS parallax, which is also known as fixed background, which is the one I'm going to use today, where that image will stay static and our site will roll up over the top of it. That's what I'm going to use today. Really eye-catching. Now let's create the fade on scroll effect for our little button here. To do this, I'm going to save my section settings. I'm going to go into the actual row to do this. I find these scroll effects work better on a row than an actual module. So I'm going to go into the row, the green tab there, over to advanced. We roll down. We've got scroll effects down here. And we've got several to choose from. We've got vertical motion, horizontal motion, fade, which I'm going to use today, scaling up and down, making bigger and smaller, rotating, and blurring. And you can combine several of these. I'm going to keep it very simple today by just using the fade. So I'm going to left click on the fade, hit the little switch it from no to yes to enable the fading out. We've got a little, almost like a timeline here. We've got viewport bottom. That's the bottom of our screen, obviously. Viewport top, funnily enough, is the top of our screen up there. And we can decide the opacity level. 0 is totally invisible. 100% is totally visible. If we roll down, you'll see that button's already fading out there. But I want it to be totally invisible till it gets to about here, and then fully visible when it gets on top of our little cars right there. So I'm going to drag the bottom up to maybe 30%, let's say. And I'm going to drag this little arrow to about 40%. You can adjust this to taste. And this one up to about 60%. Now from 40 to 60% of the screen, which will be from about here to about here, I want it to be 100% visible. Then I want it to disappear again out of the top. So I'm going to drag this up to about 70%. I'm going to make that 0 so it's invisible. So if we roll up the screen now, you'll notice that it fades out there, fades in nicely in over the top of our cars there. And if we roll down, it's going to fade back out again. And you can fine tune these if it's not coming in quick enough for you. So maybe take that down to 25. And we'll take this one down to 30. If we roll up now, it's going to disappear. If we roll back down, it's going to stay there a little bit longer. If we roll up, it should come in right there. Nice and full over our cars. And then fading out of the top and the bottom there. Perfect. Just exactly what I wanted. So we got the parallax section. And we got that button coming in and disappearing up the top. And from the bottom up, it's going to appear. Once that appears, it's going to get people's eyeballs on it, as well as this parallax section. Just what you wanted. So let's save our changes. Make sure this is going to work on the front end. Hit the little purple button. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's exit the Visual Builder. There's our little fading button we did yesterday. Here's our little parallax section. That button's come in. It's going to fade out as we go up the page. Of course, they can stop it. They can roll over it. It's going to turn black. And we can take them wherever it is you want to take them with your link there. Really nice little eye-catching feature. As you can see, no coding. Really easy to do with the inbuilt features of the Divi theme itself. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you build something using this, put the link down below the video. We'd love to look at it and see what amazing ideas you can come up with. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.